People often look for ways to appeal for assistance on behalf of others. How can people respond to the urge to intercede in a meaningful manner? Jesus' prayer for his disciples serves as a call to use intercessory prayer for the sake of others. The prayer in Matthew chapter 6 verse 9 through 13 is commonly called the Lord's Prayer. However, that prayer is actually a model for the prayers of believers. The true Lord's Prayer is the prayer of John chapter 17. This is Jesus' farewell prayer for his disciples. In the prayer of Matthew 6, Jesus explains what his disciples should desire for themselves. In the prayer of John chapter 17, Jesus petitions God on behalf of his disciples. And that brings us to our key verse for today, which reads, I am praying not only for these disciples, but also for all who will ever believe in me through their message. John chapter 17, verse 20. Verse 14 begins with Jesus' assurance that he has imparted thy word to the disciples. Repeatedly throughout his ministries, Jesus says that his teachings are straight from God the Father. Jesus' teaching has not been his own, but God the Father's. Now, at the end of his time on earth, Jesus' mission to preach the gospel is complete. He has completely revealed himself, and therefore the Father, to the disciples in his teaching. Take note of the tone of this prayer. Jesus is not asking that God should take them away from the world, but rather that he should protect them. Jesus does not pray that God should destroy Satan, nor that the disciples should die and leave this world to escape the onslaught of the evil one, nor that they should be separated and given a different world of their own so that they would be free from evil. Rather, he prays that God should protect them from the temptations and persecutions that await them. He prays that although they are in a world that is full of evil, they might live as lights and examples of God. Jesus was sent by the Father into the world, and now he sends his disciples into the same world. The Greek word here for sent is apostello, which means to order to go to an appointed place or to send away. We get the English word apostle from this same root. The disciples need to be consecrated to serve as apostles, the sent ones. The entire Christian community is, thus, to be sanctified as an apostolic community sent by Christ to be his witnesses in the world. The unity to which the church aspires is exemplified in the unity between the Father and the Son, and is to be maintained by a persistent relationship with both the Father and the Son. Jesus concludes this prayer by requesting that all persons that the Father has given him may be with him where he is. In essence, heaven. When Christ's followers join him in heaven, they will see the glory which Christ had before the world was made and prior to his incarnation into the world. The believer's destiny to behold the glory of Christ is predicated on the merits of Jesus, our high priest, who makes this request. So here's our lesson. One must note how Jesus closes this earnest prayer with its deep theology, with a request for companionship. In the end, the reason Christ came and died on the cross, the reason for all salvation history, was to restore the relationship between God and God's creation. Christ's most dear request is restored unity with us, just so we can all be together in perfect unity. Many of the problems in our communities could be better addressed by a united effort on the part of God's people. What effect might such unity have on crime, immorality, and social ills? The Church's manifest oneness will give public confirmation both of their relationship with Jesus and that of Jesus with the Father. This expanding unity will generate multiplying witnesses throughout the world, and that is how the Church grows, as such love is only possible through God's power and not only human effort. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing to iLights. Heavenly Father, fill our hearts with what we truly desire. For who we truly seek is you.